We have to tell our story because we're the ones that are affected. Our lives are affected, our children, our family, our community. The American Taliban is a terminology that we have given to these attackers, to these militia. Dogged plan to come in and, if needed, to wipe out our community.
This is the entrance to Islamberg, a hamlet in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York that is home to about 25 mostly African-American Muslim families that has been located here for about 30 years. Islamberg has made headlines across the United States recently for being the target of a plot to attack its mosque and to potentially murder its civilians.
Islamberg has been here for well over 30 years. Most of the families migrated from New York City, Philadelphia, major cities throughout the United States, looking for a better life, a lifestyle that they could raise their children in safely, without crime, without violence.
We're peaceful people, you know, and we just see ourselves as being Americans that want to just make a better way for our families and our children. The thought that anyone would ever threaten that existence just because of our faith or our skin color is really kind of disturbing.
We are keeping track of everything that takes place, watching the situation very closely, and also advocating for ourselves as victims to make sure that our rights are acknowledged and recognized. We've noticed from the beginning the extreme double standard in reference to how this case is progressing, beginning from the media, the lack of coverage. We believe that his actions satisfy the elements of domestic terrorism. We believe that he should be charged with a hate crime. We really are perplexed and do not understand why those charges have not been assigned in this case.
It started with Martin Moore, Christian Action Network. They provoked and pushed people to respond, pushed the militia, incited others to respond and take action and take law into their own hands.
Media come up and they'll actually go and speak to the local law enforcement, and they'll go and speak to the FBI and they'll ask, well, is this true? Are these things true? I've heard this or I've heard that, but that never happened with him. And he's even went so far as to post our address on the internet, on his website, and says, hey, you got to go check these guys out.
We have a very good relationship with law enforcement, and that's, carrying on 15, 20 years now. They visit our community regularly. We're in regular contact, and they're aware of what is going on in Islamberg and all of our locations throughout the United States, North America, and the world.
The community of Islamberg has been there for a number of years, decades actually. We're probably approaching 30 years that the community has been there. We've had numerous interactions with the people of Islamberg, and we've never experienced any trouble. I think most people in the community, because it's been there so long, they look at the folks there as part of the community, the whole jobs in the community. Kids attend school in the local school district. So I think there may be pockets of misinformation or pockets of people that may have some concerns yet, but I don't think, for the most part, it represents the majority of the community.
Today we're celebrating the end of the holy month of Ramadan. It's our Eid al-Fitr celebration, and we fasted for 30 days. So today, the most exciting thing is to have the big feast, lots of food, lots of desserts, lots of games, even in the rain.
I got two.
The kids just have a really good time. Everyone dresses up. And we're just being thankful for all the things that we were giving thanks for during the month of Ramadan. When we have our Eid al-Fitr celebration, it's just a celebration and commemoration of that whole entire month.
I was raised here. This was my whole life, pretty much. Running up and down these roads, climbing trees, falling off the trees. We watched movies, but it wasn't our life. It's not like the way life is now, movies, video games. We picked the berries, elderberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. We saw the bear, we ran. I mean, it's the best, it's like movie childhood.
I relocated from Brooklyn with my family. If you can experience culture shock within your own country, I definitely did. Moving from a place where, we didn't have that many, parks nearby and, a city life to the country. We spent our days exploring, trying to fish in a pond, collecting salamanders. We had chickens and goats. We gardened for the first time. It was a lovely, peaceful existence.
Majority of our community members are not just Muslim, but American Muslim, were born here, within the United States. So it's not that community members have migrated from other countries, but this is actually the country of their forefathers, the country where, from the very beginning, they worked very hard to develop and to establish.
Myself and my siblings, we would imagine how it would be with more people here, and maybe one day we'll have a store and we'll have a masjid, and we'll have a place where the girls can go and play basketball, and it was something that was just a product of our imaginations, and now we see it. We see it right here in front of us.
We love living here. We do not want to live here in fear. We do not want to live, and we have not lived in a community where we're nervous to go out amongst the community or afraid that something will happen. But we do wish that people would come forth and learn more and think more seriously about what's being said.
We have worked very diligently to mitigate the damage that is caused, yet these people have been persistent in producing untruths. And we have said for many years that this is a very dangerous thing and that it puts people's lives at risk. And what do we see? This man in Tennessee, who knows nothing about us, plotted such a heinous crime against innocent American citizens. We had a feeling that these things would lead to something like this, but we just never imagined that it would actually take place.